Everybody knows that the library is the place intended for studying. The librarians have good intentions, but their policies are extremely strict sometimes. As a frequent library studier, I get extremely annoyed when they kick people out. It's understandable when there's craziness happening, but oftentimes it's for the littlest things. When I interviewed the librarians together, they stated that they were only trying to make it a quiet and controlled environment for those who actually wanted to study. Isn't this contradictory to them placing a TV in the library so that they could talk about Schwarzenegger's love child? Anyways, I just think that they can really fix some of their problems.
So one day I was sitting in the library with my friends Michaela and Grace, and we were just talking, and Mr. Wenheisen was the teacher monitoring the library, and he tells us to stop talking, which we don't because the library is boring, and I'd never go in there, and the one time I do, I get in trouble. So we keep talking, and then finally he decides to kick us out, and it's really embarrassing because everyone is watching, so that's why I started getting kicked out of the library.
The first change they should make is to regulate each teacher's rules. They should all abide by the same policies so that we can regulate our behavior and not act differently around the notoriously strict teachers.
One time I was doing my geometry homework in the library and I was very confused on one problem. So I leaned over and asked my friend how to do one part of the problem, and they came over and they kicked me out for the rest of the day for talking.
The second thing they should do is give warnings. A lot of people innocently forget to whisper for a second, and somebody swoops down and kicks them out.
So I was working on this really big computer project, and I wasn't even talking, but everyone else around me was talking, and so I got kicked out, and I couldn't come back the rest of the day, so I couldn't finish my project, and I hate the librarians now.
The last thing they can do to improve the situation is to let kids come back, just in case they really did need the library time. They could limit their privileges, such as saying only to use the computers or something. Now, let's watch Shannon get kicked out of the library.
Your mom's got something important to she texts you in the office and you go see somebody you got Thomas right supposed to study now.
All in all, getting kicked out of the library isn't fun, and if you're a newer victim, it's pretty embarrassing. When a random group of 10 students were polled, 9 of them agreed that the system was unjust and in need of change. When an overwhelming majority has a problem with this, how can it be ignored?